But it says it. Now it is? Nope.
No.
I had it on before. Let's see. Good evening. My name is Annette Cannon, and I'm the special master assigned to hear your case tonight. I'm going to briefly explain the procedure for those who've never been here before. You've been cited with a violation, and you have been time to correct the violation. The city has chosen to proceed with this hearing for the purpose of obtaining a finding of noncompliance, which can later be used at a subsequent hearing for the purpose of being deemed a repeat violation. The hearing is public, recorded, and all testimony is taken under oath. Although the formal rules of evidence do not apply, fundamental due process is observed. If you're admitting a violation, please advise me when it's your turn to speak. You need to tell me how much time you need to correct the violation. The city will also give me an estimate. Based on what you both say, I will give you reasonable time to correct the violation. If you're contesting the violation, the city must prove through clear and convincing evidence that the violation has occurred and or the violation is still in existence. This is done through testimony of the inspector or the custodian of records. The inspector is not available to testify and the exhibits are introduced by the city. If you're refuting the violation, you're expected to testify as to why there is no violation. After I've heard both sides, I'll render a decision based on the evidence and testimony before me. If I find that there is no violation, I'll dismiss the case. If I find that there is a violation, I will give you reasonable time to correct the violation before a fine begins to run. I have authority to impose fines up to $1,000 per day for violation. If you're a repeat offender, I have authority to impose fines up to $5,000 per day per violation. There's also an administrative fee of $106, which is assessed by me unless I waive it. When you come to the podium, please state your name, your relationship with the property owner, and if you have authority to speak on behalf of the property owner. This time, I ask the clerk to swear on the witnesses.
Those of you who are about to testify, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You may be seated. Your Honor, how do you want to proceed with this? Do you want to call these gentlemen that are here?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Sir, you've been here waiting for a long time. Can you come to the podium and tell us what your case number is, please, so we can find it on the docket? Your SMA?
Sure, give me 1 second, I'll give you.
Okay.
I have it here. Notice of, I have 2 cases.
Okay, you're the first one, 9 Beach Latin America, LLC?
That's me.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's page 19, number 49, and number 50. SMA 2020, 2246 for 1628 Collins, and SMA 2020, 2254 for 200 Lincoln Road.
Can I start?
Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to have the city present the violation, and you can respond since it is your appeal. Please state your name for the record.
My name is Benjamin Oppenheim. I'm the owner-operator. Benjamin Oppenheim.
Okay, thank you.
What did he say?
Oppenheim.
It's Benjamin Oppenheim.
Oh, okay.
Who's here from the city?
Good evening, Your Honor. Anthony Perez, City of Miami Beach Code Compliance Administrator, custodian of records for both these cases. Do we move forward with the 1628 Collins Avenue or the 200 Lincoln Road, just so I know
Is
which
there
one
a
to first?
special order to it? Otherwise, I'll just...
1628.
Yeah, there's 2 violations here. One's for 200 Lincoln Road, 1628, but they're both issued to 9 Latin Beach. So, in reference to, I can go ahead one of them for 200 Lincoln Road for case number ending in 2254. Just to sort of speed up the process here, that section of the code was issued in error by a probationary officer who no longer works with us. So the
Okay,
city's
so number 50, which is 02254, you're dismissing
2254,
that?
correct? Yes, for 200 Lincoln Road.
That's dismissed.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so on that one, you'll get your court costs returned to you because the case is dismissed, okay?
Okay, thank you.
There's that one, and then we can move forward with the 1628 Collins Avenue for 8202.
Okay. All right.
Anthony Perez, City of Miami Beach Code Compliance Administrator, custodian of the record, Your Honor. This is a violation of Section 12-5 for conducting a special event without a permit. The reference is going to be a live band without a permit. First offense for a $1,000 fine. And I'm going to read the notes by the issuing officer at that time. I received a complaint via dispatch at 1625 Collins Avenue for loud music. However, coming into the area, I parked my vehicle and conducted the inspection. He found that the music was coming from 9 Beach Latin Restaurant, had a live band. The music was not loud or excessive, so they were not in violation of the noise ordinance. However, they did display a live band, which at that point in time was not shown on their BTR. Their BTR, seeing how this violation is dated January 25th, 2020, the BTR for 2020 fiscal year did not have any live entertainment. It was only a bar, restaurant. They do, however, for 2021 have live entertainment for this year's BTR, but at the time that this violation was issued, they did not have one.
Okay. Do you have any documentation or in the notes there that he spoke to somebody there to let them know they needed to turn the music off? Or anything?
He says that they did. They had the doors closed. They were never in violation of the noise ordinance, so they were allowed to play music within the confines. It's just they couldn't have the live band. But based on the notes I have here,
I just know that sometimes you guys will give them an opportunity to shut
Yeah.
it down before you issue a $1,000 violation.
that
So-
wasn't documented here. They
Okay.
didn't say to cease it.
Okay, Mr. Oppenheim, whenever you're ready.
Yes, first I want to tell you that we had a neighbor across the street that called 180 times to code enforcement before I got a restraining order. She was calling every day, all day long. By the time the code person came, when I applied, I applied for the entertainment license too. It was not put on the BTR. I didn't know that it didn't. I didn't know that it didn't have the. But the moment, 2 days after that happened, I went to the city and they added the entertainment indoors only. And now I have a what's called a dance hall, so I can. But at the time, it's true, but it's not. I didn't know that it had to say on the. I'm new in Miami Beach. I'm the owner of Latin American Cafeterias,
Okay.
and I didn't know it had to say that in the paper. So it
Well,
was.
I appreciate your honesty and the fact that you went 2 days later. Do you have, can you tell from your, when he got the BTR with the
I
correct?
can look it up for you. It takes
Yeah,
maybe 5
it
minutes.
was probably 10 to
During-
15 because I had to go pass again. The fire marshal came and they ordered me to have a shut off alarm, the one that sounds the music and turns the music off, so it doesn't make. So they came. They told me you do the shut off. We'll give you the license. So it took probably 8 to 10 days.
There's no doubt in my mind that because this happens a lot in the city when someone applies for a BTR, they think they automatically have it. So it leads me to believe that during the time of violation, he probably did apply for it. He was just misunderstood, and that
when
BTR
I-
process is relatively quick.
When
Like
I
you said,
did
8
the
to 10 days.
original, I thought I had it. So
Okay, all right. I'm going to go ahead and grant the appeal. I'm going to give it to you this time and dismiss the case because you did try to get in compliance right away.
yes, thank you.
And now you know for the future that obviously you have to include it in your BTR.
Okay.
Oh, but he does have it now. At this point, it's just renewing it.
That's my point. That's why I
Yeah.
don't have a problem,
And I miss
dismissing
you
it.
guys.
Stop
You don't come
it.
and
Stop
visit
it.
me every day anymore.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless you all. Thank you.
You too, stay well.
Thank you.
Sir, do you want to come to the podium, please? Can you give us your case number or the property address?
Case number SMA 2020-02283.
Okay, that is number 54 on page 21, SMA 2020-2283 for 1445 Washington Avenue?
Yes.
Okay,
Please state your name for the record.
Zori Hayon, and I'm the owner of the property.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to allow the city to explain the violation, and you can respond then, okay?
Good evening, Your Honor. Anthony Perez, City of Miami Beach Co-Compliance Administrator, custodian of the record. Your Honor, this is a violation of Section 82-151 for a person or entity obstructing or causing to obstruct any street or sidewalk in the city or impeding the general movement of vehicular or pedestrian traffic without first obtaining a right-of-way permit. This is a Second offense, carrying a fine of $1,000, and I'm going to read the notes of the issuing officer. The issuing officer, Sonia Ramillion, was notified via dispatch of an anonymous complaint regarding a large crowd gathered in front of Cameo nightclub. Upon his arrival, he met with former code compliance officer Jason Randolph, and there were approximately 10 or so Miami Beach police officers already on scene. From code compliance officer Ramillion's observation, the crowd dispersed in front of Cameo's nightclub seemed to have been several hundred patrons. Reference photos depicting the mass gathering. While observing the crowd, several Miami Beach police officers began shooting for what appeared to be tear gas to disperse the crowd. And it says a stampede ensued thereafter, and the crowd ran from east to west. And the CCOs ran from that scenario there. I'm going to look through the documents here, see if they have any photos.
Can you better explain the violation?
It was blocking the right-of-way. Essentially, there's a crowd of people on the sidewalk.
So the patrons of the Cameo or?
Based on the notes here, yes, they're inside Cameo and they're just exiting, based on his notes there.
Do you have photos?
Yeah, I do. That's for you, sir.
What is Cameo, Michael?
There should be more over here. There's actually more here as well. That's for you. That's for you. And I'll deliver the rest.
Oh.
I would like to submit those into evidence, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Make me laugh.
And this is, I'm not sure if I stated earlier, it's
wow.
a second offense, carrying a fine of $1,000, Cindy.
Okay, Mr. Hand, it's your opportunity to respond to this violation.
Okay, the people that you see around there is not really customer for the Cameo. It's people that we didn't want them to come into the Cameo and that was blocking the street. And when I'm trying with my security to move them, they said this is a public property and we don't want to move. So, but in the meantime, we extended sidewalk. I can show you the picture. If this gentleman, we extended that now with the sidewalk. Okay, you see what it did here? This is from north to south, and this is from south. We extend the sidewalk. That's why people can go around. You know what I mean? So they can see it.
Okay.
What offense is this? Has this happened in the past? Because it just seems like
This
I've
is
heard.
the second offense.
Okay, I have heard
The
this.
Cameo is closed anyway from the pandemic.
Thank you so
until
much.
Now, we're not going to open as a Cameo anymore. We're going to do like a jazz, something much softer.
Right now, it's not operating?
No, they have been operating since the pandemic started.
And the academic is not open. And we try to do something like a jazz lounge, something else, something totally different. But we extend the sidewalk, as you see, the sidewalk being extended, that's why the sidewalk is very, very narrow, it's like 8 feet. So now it's
Right,
gonna be
but
like,
you have to do something, and I don't know what you can do, because clearly those patrons were there for you. I mean, no other reason would that hundreds of people be in front of the Cameo other than to go into the Cameo. You know, they're not gonna.
I mean, there was passing by some of them and the sea crowd is standing there, you know?
It's so many people. You know, you can't, like, it can't be like there's 20 people that are walking. There's hundreds of people standing in front of the Cameo. Clearly, they were hanging out in front of the Cameo.
Yeah, but as you see, I extend that sidewalk right now, and I didn't open since the academic, and I'm gonna do something totally different now, so it's not gonna be.
I know, well, this is pre-COVID, obviously, and unfortunately, there's a big backlog in cases. But this is a real safety issue. It's, you know, these are life safety issues when you have hundreds of people gathered like that.
But you see what they did since then, we extend the sidewalk.
Well, everyone's
We
extended
double
the
it,
sidewalk.
actually.
Yeah, well, look, it's because of COVID, so everyone's extended the sidewalk. I mean, hopefully it's not going to just invite more people to stand in front of the Cameo, because now there's more room for them to stand. But I don't think extended sidewalk is the solution. I think you need to figure out a solution because all it's going to do is allow more people to stand.
Yeah, but right now we close and we're not going to open the same way. We're going to do like a jazz club, so it's going to be it's totally different. Not the same.
Mr. Lopez, you have any suggestions here?
Good evening, Your Honor. Yoey Lopez, City Attorney's Office. Judge, the only thing I can speak on behalf of the city is in the past, when we've had similar issues, we've advised that these clubs work with how to deal with the individuals in line. So it'd either be, private security and/or off-duty cops. But at the end of the day, Your Honor is correct. This is a life safety issue. We do need access to the right-of-way. And that's, advice that we've given out in the past.
So, Mr. Hayan, how long have you guys been closed now?
Since the academic since March of 2019, yeah, we closed.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I am concerned with life safety issues. I'm going to deny the appeals adjudication, but I'm going to waive your fines, okay? So you will have adjudication, but you don't have to pay $1,000, okay? But if it happens again, it's going to escalate, okay? So I hope that you figure out another plan, but because you're not operating right now, you're not violating anything, but this is a prior violation, and clearly you were in violation. So I am going to adjudicate, but I'm going to waive the fines.
Thank you.
But when you do open up, God willing, you'll have a better plan.
Okay, I'm going to have to use the police like this gentleman said.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Sir, can you come to the podium, please?
Thank you.
Hi, how are you? I'm Jeremy Wax, 323 23rd Street, Miami Beach, Florida. I'm the manager. I'm here to represent the owner. I have the violation number, but it isn't, do you want me to read that?
Are you Treehouse?
Yeah.
So it's page 20, number 52, SMA 2020, 2269 for 323 23rd Street.
And Jeremy Waxing, what is your relation with this?
I operate the venue.
Oh, okay.
He's a what?
I'm the operator.
Oh, he's the operator?
The operator, you gotta get the wording right. Okay, so Jeremy, I'm gonna have them explain the violation, and then you could, respond.
Okay.
Okay.
Good evening, Your Honor. Anthony Perez, City of Miami Beach Code Compliance Administrator, custodian records for this case. Your Honor, this is a violation of Section 82-151 for a person or entity obstructing or causing to obstruct any street or sidewalk in the city or impeding the general movement of vehicular or pedestrian traffic without first obtaining a right-of-way permit. The reference here, I believe, is going to be the same for 1532 Washington, which is going to be individuals blocking the sidewalk. I do have photos here,
Could I see them?
of course,
Thank you.
that I would like to submit into evidence. These photos are taken off of a body camera, so this is, the first two are going to be of the actual people, and then the back's going to be the
What's his
posting.
last name? Jeremy? Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Thank you very much.
And these are for you if you want to keep them. I have two sets.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. So I think this is the first time we've ever received this violation. I spoke with my floor manager who was there on site, and he doesn't recall anybody coming up to him and telling him this is a violation and we need to correct it. Since this has happened, we have been operating, we haven't received any more violations of this kind. So this is was a one-off thing for us, and obviously we don't want to obstruct the right of way, but we also thought that was public domain, and I don't know how much say we have over telling people they have to get off the sidewalk, but after hearing the last case, I understand this is our responsibility. But we haven't ever had this issue before. It hasn't happened since, and like I said, I don't know if the code enforcement officer there have actually spoke to someone on site to tell us to try and fix it, to give us an opportunity. As far as I know, we didn't have that opportunity.
Just for the record, he's right in terms of saying this has never happened before. This is the first offense, carrying a fine of $500. However, based on the notes of the issuing officer here, it says that they did make contact. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the notes verbatim and see exactly what happened.
That would be helpful.
Okay, the issuing officer, Sony Ramillion, was notified via dispatch of an anonymous complaint regarding a large crowd gathered in front of Treehouse nightclub. Upon arrival, Code Compliance Officer Millian met with 2 Miami Beach police officers, Steve and Aaron, who were already on scene, and they accompanied him to conduct the inspection. Contact was made with the manager on duty. It doesn't state the name, however, and he was informed that the crowd control to enter the nightclub is the responsibility of the establishment, and the loud gathering presents a fire hazard and life safety issues in the event of an emergency. And then he says the reference photos were taken, and that's what I have provided to you.
Did they say who they spoke with specifically?
They did
Because I have one, general manager, and I asked him, like, hey, what happened? He's like, no one talked to me. They found the violation the next day, posted on the door. There's actually a picture of it posted on the club clothes with a trash can there. So we never physically received it the night of, so.
There's a real conflict because, you guys are both, he's testifying from, a violation of the notes from the inspector that day, and you're also doing secondhand information from whoever. So I don't really have firsthand testimony to know who.
There is a video, because those photos I showed you were taken from the body camera footage, so if you want,
Yeah, no, and that to me does show obviously that there was a significant amount of people out there. But I was curious to know whether or not they were ever given notice of the, opportunity to, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I just have here.
If we had noticed,
yeah.
Well, I don't know what you could have done, honestly, but I'm just saying, like,
I could have sent security out there and asked people to please move off the sidewalk. At least given us an opportunity to try to correct the violation. I think we would have tried.
does this section require a warning or no?
It just goes straight, the way that this section of the code is written, the first offense goes automatic fine. Just go straight to
Okay.
the fine schedule.
And were you guys closed during COVID as well?
Yes.
Yeah, I can
Okay,
attest
so
to that as well.
I'm going to be consistent like the other one. I'm going to deny the appeal, but I'm going to waive the fines. So that, since, you haven't had another violation since that time, but understand it does escalate. But I
The
I
next
have
one's
to rely.
Sorry, the next one's $1,000?
I believe the code has been changed to where the fine schedule changed, but I don't
Okay,
want to.
just so that you're not paying any fines, but
Okay.
I am going to adjudicate only because the pictures are pretty obvious that there was a
Yeah.
lot of crowd of people.
For sure.
They don't have a duty to give you an opportunity. It would be nice if they would do that, but they don't have an obligation to give you a warning and then allow your security guard to come out. But in the future, now you already know, and, obviously you were closed for some time.
From an operational standpoint, what would you recommend us do if we ask people to move and they don't move? Because then they say it's public property. It's just an honest question.
Can you tell him what he can do? I can't give him,
Because we can't physically remove people from public property,
In
right?
terms of that, if they're not listening to you, Joe, you have any,
We can speak offline. I'm not allowed to give legal advice outside.
But yeah, we're trying to operate like a good business here, so we don't want to
I think
be,
if you have outdoor security people,
we do.
then they should be pretty, I think that would be
They could be,
effective.
they could be vocal, but, we can't touch people, right? So, I can't push people off the
No,
sidewalk.
no, you can't. I guess, what about if they call the police and they said they need assistance with?
off-duty is always an option. Off-duty is always an option. You can get in contact with the police department. I'm pretty sure they have more information for you.
The off-duty officers, they actually wear their uniforms?
Yes, of course, yeah,
So
the
maybe-
cars and
Maybe
the-
that
yeah,
would
the
work
whole
better
nine.
than our
Yeah.
security.
That would be more effective, maybe.
Yeah. It's an additional cost to us, and we haven't had this issue in the past, so, but yeah, maybe that would help, so. Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So you got my order, right?
No problem. Have a good day.
Waive the adjudication, waive the fines, okay. All right, so now we have 2 left.
Yes?
Is anyone else here, or these are no-shows?
No?
Okay, so, on number 51, SMA 2020-02263. Let me see if I have service. It says return to sender, I don't think this is service, but. I have a long order. Right? There's no-
But she,
Do you know if this was posted, because we don't have service on that?
I would have to look into the case, Brandon. Do you have that?
I don't know, this came to Fernanda, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Just look up 8250, see if there's a special,
Did we get back,
8250.
what else is in the file? In that file.
We're just looking up to see if it was posted, Your Honor.
12, yeah. Okay, it was sent, Your Honor, but I never got, here's this.
532, yeah.
That's for the old hit case. This was sent, but it's never come back.
Yeah, but
Nothing's-
I don't have proof of service.
No, I know that, but I can't do anything when it doesn't come back, just to let you know.
Okay, so on 51, thanks, we're gonna have to reset it for proper service, because I don't know, maybe you can post it then? I just want to make sure we have service since it's appealed. What's the next available date, Cindy, I can do it on?
Well, if you want to do a date, do the 23rd of September, because I got cases going on.
We're doing
tonight.
nighttime though, right? It'll be-
Oh, yeah, for the
Okay,
nighttime.
September 23rd, it's gonna
Sounds
reset it
good.
for September 23rd for proper service, okay?
That's good.
And if you guys can post it, that'll be great.
Awesome. Cindy, Manny's won't be here until, because I know she usually sends it to Manny. Manny won't be here until maybe 2 weeks from now, so if you want, you can send it to Ryan. She's acting manager for now. You hear that, Cindy? Cindy,
Yes.
I know you always send the orders to Manny, but he won't be here for the 2
No,
weeks.
that's all been changed.
Yeah? Okay.
So
awesome.
I'm actually sending them to Sylvia.
Perfect. Oh, but she won't be here this week.
She won't be here this week.
This week,
So
so-
should I send it to Tasha?
Send it to,
I'll send it to both
send it to
Ryan
both, yeah.
and
Ryan,
Tasha.
Tasha, yeah, and Jackie.
So-
Jackie's replacing her for right now. Because
Jackie's
Sylvia's on
replacing
vacation.
who?
Jacky's replacing Sylvia. So
Oh,
Sylvia's
so
on
it
vacation
doesn't-
for the week.
So it doesn't make a difference, because she's going to take her mail anyway. Okay, I'll just stick with my
Yeah,
program.
okay, sounds good.
But thank you.
You're welcome, dear.
Okay, and, the last one, is this signature?
It sure is.
All right, so SMA 2020-02282, proper address 570 South Shore Drive. Nobody's here? We have, nobody's here from the violator. Okay, so we do have service. Service, no show. The appeal is denied. Since they're not here, what is the violation?
Good evening, Your Honor.
Evening.
Brandon McLean, City of Miami Beach Code Compliance. This is a violation issued at 570 South Shore Drive, 08367 on March 4th, 2020. And a second violation was actually issued to Anthony Schneiderman. This violation was actually issued for illegally filming and printing on public property. And the section of the code is 12-1. It's unlawful to engage in film and print production on public property, residentially zoned private property without a film print permit, or engaging in film and print activities that require any city services without a film and print permit. So
Is today's violation the first one though, right?
this is the first
Okay.
offense. How it went down, I was dispatched to this call by PD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't get on my body camera, but I do have the police report that I want to submit as evidence.
Sure,
How much was the fine?
$1,000.
It's a $1,000 fine. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And the police report
Idea.
says that the officer was dispatched, and this was the second time, he was at the property multiple times. He observed a film crew with 3 cameras filming on the driveway and on the roadway. Film light equipment and camera tripods were set up on Hagen Street. The crew were filming a couple entering a vehicle and driving away from the residence. The officer issued 3 moving infractions. The numbers are there as well, to the drivers of these vehicles, and a tollway warning was given. The above actions were captured on my BWC. Then I requested code enforcement to respond. Officer McLean, that's myself, 728, responded immediately and reviewed my BWC. He issued the lesser and lessee 2 city code violations for filming without a permit on public property. And so,
Okay, well, there was proper service, there was a proper violation, so I'm going to deny the appeal. It's an adjudication of a $1,000 fine to be paid by September 13th, and it's a first offense. And that concludes our
Got it.
6
Thank you,
p.m.
dispatch.
All right,
Thank you, Your
thanks,
Honor.
everybody.